Hello everyone, Mark BZX and Russell's here today because my thoughts on why I believe Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is extremely, incredibly underrated. Now, I'd say this is the best DCU movie ever. The only film I think comes close is Man of Steel. Um, I think this is also one of the second best Batman movie, alongside Batman and Robin in The Dark Knight. This is easily the best Superman movie in my opinion, and to me, it's just a great movie overall. Yeah, we obviously know the warrior share that name, obviously. Um, but I really think this film was really good, really, real good. Now I'm gonna compare it to Captain America: Civil War, obviously, because that's how most people most people talk about BVS. They compare it to Civil War. Now, here's the thing. The plot of Batman v Superman is essentially like 18 months after the events of Man of Steel. And people in the government are still not sure if they should really trust Superman or not, because he caused a lot of destruction, but at the same time, he saves lives. So, he's kind of a neutral figure in the world. You know, people like him for the fact that he saves people, but at the same time, he caused a lot of destruction. Batman is actually on the wrong side, but you can still understand where he's coming from. You know, people died a lot from Superman, and some people he cared about died that day. So already it makes a lot more sense as to why Batman and Superman really aren't in the same, don't see each other the same way. Say unlike Captain America Civil War, where it's more a little dumber in Civil War. Basically in Civil War, it takes until 2016 for like the government to really tell like superheroes should at least start being put in check when they caused destruction in 2012, 13, 14, 15. It's until 2016. It makes no sense. You're telling me basically what Marvel's saying is that superheroes should be checked years after the destruction instead of BVS where it's only 18 months. 18 months is just 1 year and a half. So, or the beginning of 1 year, because 12 months is obviously a year, and then I think yeah, 16, six. So then 6 months later, I mean, this would have been around June, essentially. So it makes sense as to why the government, because it's a lot shorter compared to the many years it took some to the government to figure out why the Avengers should at least start realizing the destruction and how many people actually were killed, whereas in BVS, they actually chose the more logical route. 18 months is a lot closer to the events of Man of Steel than, say, the events of Civil War. Or, like, look, if you really compare it, it's from 2012 to 2016. That's just too long for the government to realize, whereas in BVS it makes more sense. I hope you guys understand. But honestly, I'm going to say Ben Affleck as Batman was awesome. I actually had no problem with him killing. To me, this whole argument is just getting more and more ridiculous. Batman doesn't kill. I get that. But it doesn't mean he hasn't done it. Batman has killed people in the comics. He just tends not to do it as frequently as he does in this film. Superman, he has killed people. Wonder Woman, she's killed people. Barry Allen, he killed people. Barry Allen literally killed two of his villains, the Top and Reverse Flash. Do you see what I mean? Batman has killed people in the comics. But even then, he doesn't do it as often. But there are versions of Batman that are good and actually would save people, but just don't have the same moral. He would literally kill people just to save other people. You see what I'm talking about? The whole Batman are killing thing is just ridiculous, and to me, I have no problem with him killing because it's actually still accurate to the comics. It's pretty comic accurate, and it also makes a little bit of sense. Now, I keep forgetting his name, but it was like Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor's Jenkins to be one of the worst part of this movie. I don't know, man. I thought he was a good Lex Luthor, because it's really meant to show you how crazy he is. And to me, I prefer having Lex Luthor be like this crazy maniac, like because to me it works better for like the parallels between him and Superman. I never really like Lex Luthor in the comics, just because he's always considered to be Superman's main nemesis, yet realistically, he's nothing like Reverse Flash or Green Goblin. Luthor has really never done stuff that really makes the man still literally question what is he doing. Whereas Flash and Batman have kind of questioned if they're doing the right thing in the comics. But I like this Lex Luthor a lot because it actually makes him a little bit more personal. He's taking family members to Superman, etc. It works a lot better, and it also makes more sense. It actually shows how Luthor is so close to breaking Superman apart. Because he's just obsessed with Batman fighting Superman. Which in my opinion makes sense, because I think any villain would kind of be obsessed over two characters fighting. And plus, we're an audience, we want to see that. Doomsday, obviously, even though it looks nothing like Doomsday, was still a great addition. I thought it was a good like secondary villain. He's not in the movie very long, but I thought it was a good secondary antagonist. And I also like seeing Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman show up. Now let's talk about the Batman vs Superman fight. This fight is awesome. Well choreographed, well acted, well performed. I just love it, and just seeing the rain on both of them was great. Like seeing the rain, I think the fight it makes more sense in the rain, because realistically, it kind of adds more horror tinge, because you kind of expect something to happen, but it doesn't. This is something I really like. I also love the nightmare sequences in like the first The Man Bat, which always scared me, even when I watched it. I remember when it scared me many times. But I also like the nightmare sequences where he's fighting soldiers with the Superman logo on their like shoulders, and then there's like parademons. I also enjoyed that one. So overall, as a grade, I'm gonna give Batman v Superman a B or an A. I think it's one of the best superhero movies ever made. And I do believe it's the best DCU movie ever made. But let me know your thoughts on Batman v Superman, Don Johnson down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.